Hi, my name is Janet Minke. I'm with Alliant National Title Insurance Company. We're a regional underwriting company. My role with the company is Vice President in charge of underwriting support services, which besides answering questions for our agents, I also do teaching and training. I have been in the title insurance industry since 1970. What we're thinking about now is, let's say, for example, I'm working on my ALTA best practices, and I've identified this is what I tell agents to do. So I said, take the 7 pillars, and the first thing you do is you simply indicate, what are you doing today? What are today's activities? And maybe a lot of the things you're doing today meet that best practice under that pillar, because in Texas we have a lot of regulations that we've been having to follow for years and years and years. Texas regulates us in our escrow and title activities. So a lot of that, so you go through all 7 pillars, here's what I'm already doing. But at the same time, you're making a gap list of all the things that you aren't already doing but that are on the best practices. So you come up with a list of things and you say, okay, great, I'm doing all those things, that looks nice, but here are all the things that I could or should be doing to meet ALTA best practices, to be able to say, I meet the ALTA best practices. And so then you look down the list and you say, oh, well, there's 6 of the things on the list that I should have been doing anyway. I just hadn't even thought about it. And maybe you then go out immediately and see, what do I need to do in order to do that? And here's where you may begin to look for third-party vendors to assist you and begin to evaluate which vendor might be the best one. So maybe there's only one in the marketplace that does that one thing. All right, so let's just say there's only one in the marketplace that does that one thing, that keeps track of all my licenses and keeps track of all my third-party vendor licenses. And you say, well, okay, they're the only one, but does it make economic sense for me to use a vendor to do that or to do it myself? So then I simply have to determine what's my volume and what's my level of risk. So if, for example, I have my own license and I have 2 licensed escrow officers and I hire a mobile notary twice a year, does it make any sense for me to need a third-party vendor? And the answer would be, well, no. But what if I have 12 or 15 escrow officers and they come and go because they get other jobs other places, and I send out 15 or 20 mobile notary packages a week? Now, how am I going to manage all that? Well, I've made this on my gap. I'm not managing it. So now, is there a vendor? And what's the price to me for using the vendor? All right, and how easy is it for me to interact with the vendor? And how easy is it for the people that I'm trying to manage to be able to interact with the vendor as well? So those would be the questions I'm asking.